And hey there. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, depending on where you are and when you are. And I just made my tea, and as I'm trying to do, I'm gonna drink the tea while checking what's up with everything and just getting there. So yeah, usually I do that alone, and I'm deciding that I'm gonna try and do that on stream, and hopefully nothing embarrassing is gonna show and nothing sensitive is gonna show, and hopefully I can manage that. For this is my scenes. I just built those two scenes, and I'm gonna get a window here. I'm gonna delete this window here, and I'm gonna make a window capture, and I'm gonna put on it, this is my channel, guys, analytics that you shouldn't see actually. So I'm gonna cancel that, and I'm gonna with this. All right, I'm gonna have that here, and I'm gonna get another window capture, or just edit this window. So here, window capture, and okay, and yeah, this is what I've been, this is what I got up to. So usually I open YouTube and see the new videos that are I start my day with YouTube actually. Wait, you guys can't see me. You need to be able to see me. Yes, I start my day with YouTube, and just check. So I've been playing those few 7 minutes until I will done my tea. It's caffeinated tea. Usually I drink coffee when I start my day here on that desk, but today I actually didn't have milk, so I went and bought milk, but then thought, no, I'm gonna drink coffee. I'm gonna try and drink tea. Tea gives me better clarity, but lower energy boost. So, and I didn't add saffron to it yet, so hopefully I'm gonna add saffron tonight, because I'm planning hopefully I'm planning a long gaming session, and saffron always makes the gaming sessions much better. So quickly I'm gonna check someone, how do you use saffron, eat it, okay, someone's asking about saffron. I actually might talk a little bit about it in a video, dedicated video, and until so I'm waiting until the masjid are done with their prayers. I'm gonna get up to prayer right now actually, and I might at certain point pray live, keep the streaming on while just getting up and washing up for prayer and pray. So until that, I'm gonna check the other thing, which is in Egypt we check Facebook. Most of our news in Egypt are on Facebook, not Twitter actually. We use Twitter, but it comes as a second stage, or second priority or popularity to Facebook. So I'm checking to see if there is anything, but as Facebook is gonna show my friends, or some who I might not want to show. So I might talk about what I see, but if there is anything that is worth talking about or sharing, normal Facebook posts. Actually, I do that every once in a while. I might actually talk a little bit about that. Every once in a while, I reformat my Facebook feed. So every once in a while I assess, okay, and I do that with Twitter as well, and you guys can do it with and YouTube and all of the social media algorithms. So you need to understand that a social media algorithm doesn't care about your mental health, doesn't care about your education, doesn't care about your career. No, the algorithm only cares about your intrusive thoughts, about your worst demons. All right. And those worst demons and those intrusive thoughts are the thing that keeps you looking at the screen. Not because that it's good for you, No, but because you're curious, you're interested, you're excited, you're angry. So it's all about how much time you spend on a certain post or on a certain something. So I'm gonna actually give some example here. So the first post is from someone who actually annoys me, but I keep him because he represents a certain demography for me. If I read his posts and read the comments on his posts, I understand how a certain large portion of the population think, and I need to understand that because of, again, of business and life itself. And yeah, the first post is about song. So there is that female singer and female artist. I don't call them artists. I call them singer because that's what she does. There is a huge difference between art and singing. All right. So what she does is just sing and dance. So she released a new song lately, and if you're thinking about it from a perspective that we watch pop and Taylor Swift, and I think, yeah, I need to answer a certain question. So I'm gonna I need to answer a question in Arabic, so I'm gonna try and do that while not translating yet. I'm gonna say what it's about later. All right, so okay, that new song of that artist, it is how do I say it? It's not vulgar. It's just it's explicit. No, yeah, explicit and implicit. There are so many innuendos about sex and erotica and stuff like that. And this is something that any human with untouched nature, let's say. So I'm not talking about indigenous people here. No, no, no. I'm talking about a human who spent his life studying, working. A normal human being, an average human being. If you ask him, is that right or wrong? There is no way whatsoever that his first instinct is gonna be it's wrong. Sorry, it's right. It's gonna be always, I think something is wrong because it's cheap. Selling sex is cheap. And once you sell it, you understand that you have nothing else of value that you can hold dear to yourself, I think. Well, we can take a look at porn stars and those who keep talking about it. But the reason that it's cheap is because when someone sells sex as it is in its bare form, or if it's encapsulated in a song or in a movie or something, you're banking that the consumer is gonna be wise enough to say, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that right now, but I might watch it later. So no, the consumer isn't aware, the consumer isn't conscious, the consumer isn't smart. You need to understand that, because I've seen that from the other side. it's extremely hard and difficult to get impressions and get engagement on educational posts that might be of value to someone, but it's extremely easy to get impressions and engagement on all type of content that sells, actresses bodies and their lookalikes and stuff like that, and likeness. So without regulation, society will turn into just all the degenerates selling sex. And at a certain point, those who want to raise their children to be able to be stronger, well, try and move out of the society. Actually, you cannot tell me that a teenager will, if you teach him openly about everything, not even a teenager, a preteen here, if you expose a preteen to all the culture of sex that is around us right now, you can't expect him to grow into his, teenage years and adult years with a normal brain structure that can not, chase dopamine all the time. I truly. You know what? I will block that dude. That's it. He just shot me 3 times and that's it. I don't need that in my life. I do that. Yeah, they're done with the prayer. I'm gonna drink my tea and then pray. Inshallah. I like watching.
In this building right now, we have some of the rarest, most valuable phones in existence. But not just that, some of these are my personal dream phones. Ones that I've spent years in the background just inching closer and closer to getting. Like, yes, the actual Pokemon phone. So, let's go from pretty rare to very rare to so rare you can't even get one. First up being the Galaxy Z Flip 5 Retro. I love this whole past meets future concept. Oh wow, so 3 boxes on the inside. Fun fact, this one here has Samsung's very first logo on it, with the word Samsung, very literally meaning 3 stars. And inside is stickers that cover their entire history, followed by what they call the flip suitcase. And then on this,
I wrote a big, a huge, a 5 series articles. It was a huge article, and it was divided into 5 big articles back at 2015 about the history of Samsung. I don't know if anyone actually have read the history of Samsung, but I'm sure there are so many videos and posts that explain it right now. Back then I had to look for it myself and actually do some research. Now you just can watch some videos. So it was the first time that I understood what a chaebol means. A chaebol is a mega conglomerate in Korea, and I have messages. There are messages that are coming in, and that distracts me. So I'm gonna bring down Facebook here. And okay, so a chaebol is a mega conglomerate that is extremely powerful, that it might be more as powerful as parts of the government itself. And that was Samsung, and yeah, it has an amazing history. I might watch a video for it later. I don't need to make new videos now. I don't this time in our life, I don't think that many people need to make new videos. If you can just watch a video about it and add your 2 cents if you need.
Box. This is the Samsung SGH E700 from 20 years ago. The phone that this entire limited edition is paying homage to. One of the original flip phones that also, by the way, happens to have a dual display like its modern counterparts. And inside it is a metal collector's card with what I assume is a unique ID number. So I get that on the face of it, this SGH E700, it feels like a pretty...
It was in my first year of college when that phone was released. I remember guys having that phone. I had Sony Ericsson K300i, and I can never forget that phone until today. I'll never forget that phone.
A random thing to make a limited edition based on. But this phone is special to Samsung. It was released in 2003, a time where Nokia and Motorola basically owned the phone market, and everyone else was small fry. So, Samsung poured everything they had into this flip phone, with features like an internalized antenna, an ultra-compact design even with that, and incredibly for 2003, a camera capable of taking 5 shots per second, all leading this phone to be the first ever Samsung to hit 10 million sales, breaking that glass ceiling for the first time and actually bringing Samsung into the picture. So, considering how much people talk about the idea of the flip phone being back now, actually bringing it back in the form of a recreation of this is a pretty smooth move. It's got the same silver and blue color scheme as the old Samsung. I feel like these colors just embody that entire era of phones. Ooh, this is cool. It's got the old phone that slowly turns on and then like a custom 16-bit wallpaper in the screen of it. And that becomes your full cover screen when you fold it.
I don't think I'll ever be as excited about technology as I was back then. That was 2003. 2003, I was in first year of high school, yeah? And I remember the phones back then. And I got my first phone by 2005. End of 2005, beginning of 2006. And you have no idea how. So my first phone, that Sony Ericsson phone, it only had 12 megs of storage. That's it. It can't be expanded. And I remember clearly that for my birthday, after I got the phone, 2 months after I got the phone, my birthday was coming up, and I wasn't as I was just starting my college, so it was easy to believe all the rumors that were going around. You wouldn't expect someone back then to understand what they understand right now. So a couple of my friends had the same phone, and a rumor circulated between us because one of them heard from a friend of a friend that there is a way to expand the storage of the phone from 12 megs to 30 megs. And I just dreamt for days and days about all the possibilities I'll do with 30 megs of storage. Because on the 12 megs, which I only had access to 10 of them, I could only, the way that you would transfer files to it was IR, infrared. And I got the dongle, I bought the dongle used from a friend of a friend, and that dongle allowed me to put 2 songs on the phone, 2 full songs, which were 4 megs each one, or I got a certain application that allowed me to compress those songs, and that was my first introduction ever to compression algorithms, actually, because back then I didn't understand. If it's an MP3, the song is an MP3, but why is the quality extremely low as I compress it? So I kept tweaking the software, that compression software back then, and I listened to the song. So the song had some S's in it. There was it was something like sihr. So sihr is magic in Arabic. So it had the word sihr in it, and it starts with an S. And each time I compress it, it turns into sh sh. So the S's start turning into sh. And back then, remember, that was my first year in engineering college. I'm studying all majors, but I'm getting introduced to all majors of engineering. But oh wow, right. So if I compress an S, it turns into ish. Why? So then I started learning about the audio spectrum, and that the S is a higher frequency, which means that as you compress it, you lose those higher frequencies and you lose those lower frequencies, and you just stuck with the middle. So gradually all the S's in the song turned into shish shish, and I learned that, and I became so good with that software that I knew how to tweak it for each and every song I wanted to listen to back then. And that's it. I can only have on that phone 2 songs at a time, full 2 songs at a time, or around 6 to 8 songs that were compressed to a degree that allowed me to listen to them with enough quality. Because again, it was just the headphones that you get with the phone back then. And ooh, those were the days. The commute on the train, listening to the phone, listening to those, and I memorized each time I put 6 to 8 songs on that phone. That's it. Because each time I had to transfer another song, I had to spend at least an hour with an IR dongle, with an infrared dongle, trying to transfer files from here to there. So you can imagine that each time that you put a song, that's it for a while. And I listened to it, and I listened, and I listened, and man, I was so happy back then. And each time I got a new theme on it, I had that phone until 2009, and then I upgraded, and my first upgrade was to Nokia, the one with the 8 gigs storage. I can't remember the model name. I think it Nokia S25. I think S95. I think it was Nokia S95. That was the model number, but it had 8 gigs of storage, and life changed forever. Those 8 gigs of storage, I downloaded all of the Friends series on it and watched it all on just 8 gigs. I was a master compressor back then. I learned how to compress video files. I was amazing in ripping all of that. And yeah, I remember all of that now with my half a tera of storage on my phone currently. And those were the days.
And these flip suit cases, they're actually pretty cool. So they're half external customization, but thanks to an NFC chip inside of them, when you place them onto your phone, it also instantly applies matching internal customization. And these are good quality, proper animated wallpapers too. This is a wicked product for proper Samsung fans, but I can't give it any more than a 6 out of 10 just because of what we've got coming. Like this next one, which is definitely one tier above in rarity. Still not super rare, but you basically have to import it from China. I'm talking about the Mickey Mouse phone. Yes, Disney made a phone. And this right here, that's an official holographic Disney sticker as a seal of authenticity. So this company takes their collabs very seriously. Right, so first thing is an insert. Wow, this already...
I'm 36 years old. 35, 36. I've never in my life cared about Mickey Mouse, and I have no idea why. I read lots of Disney stories. I cared a little bit about Goofy, and I've watched a couple of his movies, but never felt that I want to watch Mickey Mouse or care about him. Or
it has a lot of stuff inside. So there's the SIM ejector tool, delightful, a certificate of ownership, Mickey sticker page, and then a case. Oh boy. This is one of the most premium, thoughtful cases I've ever seen included with a phone. I love the fact that this bottom section has multiple layers to create that complex light reflection. The charger and the cable are standard, but then we have the phone.
Isn't that a Huawei phone? That's a Huawei phone, right?
So, pretty incredibly, I'm holding right now the first time ever that Disney has collaborated on the design of a phone. What prompted them to do that? Well, Disney's been around for 100 years now. From Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, their very first movie, back when they looked like this, to now, when they look like this. What I'm more curious about, though, is how well did Disney pull it off? Okay, this is up there. I'll say that. There's a custom Mickey UI skin with their own charging animation, their own lock screen clocks, unique wallpapers, and they feel right. You know, very often with these brand collabs, they can come across as a bit cheap on the software end. This is quite the opposite. I always appreciate when designers go to the effort
I never
of
liked
making
Disney,
every
actually.
icon look consistent and not just the few that sit on your main homepage. And then even the back of the phone, every single section has its own individual texture, which makes it feel a whole lot more interesting to look at as opposed to a flat Google image JPEG just slapped on the back. Like Mickey's buttons, for example, the way they reflect light differently to his clothing actually makes them feel like buttons. It's a shame there's not enough room on the back panel to add 2 little Mickey ears from the camera, but I've been showing you the best bit. Okay, so we open up the camera, we go to portrait mode. Try taking a photo of me like this. Oh, the camera sounds delightful. Look at that, Mickey Mouse bokeh. It turns all those little soft blurred lights in the background into Mickeys. It is quite a large phone though. I'm slightly upset they didn't make a mini version.
You know, I will never pay a penny for
Don't
it.
take a minute. And now, just before we start getting to the eye-wateringly expensive, let's go for the shockingly cheap with the Mr. Doodle phone. Who? Mr. Doodle, aka Sam Cox, is a British artist who specialises in, stay with me here, doodles. Ever since he was a child, he's had a habit of doodling everywhere, on all sorts of things, like less paper, more tables, and chairs, and even walls. So it's pretty cool that that has now become his entire career, with him blowing up online in 2022 through the Doodle House, this highly creative and no doubt painstakingly time-consuming stop-motion video where he covers his entire house in graffiti spaghetti, as he calls it. And some of his works now are selling for over $1 million. Wow, what a way to start. So that's the phone, based on the Techno Camon 20, and below that, transparent stickers to make your own doodles, I guess. It comes with a transparent case, which is fair, you'll want to be able to see this design, a normal power brick, cable, and SIM tool. And this is the phone. At first glance, it might look like I've just unboxed the wrong thing.
It's a nothing phone,
Actually,
right?
what I thought, it nearly returned it. Like, it doesn't really look sketchy enough. Which in itself is a bit sketchy. But you actually just have to look closer. UV torch me. Check this out. It's the back of this phone that has what Techno calls moon phase color changing technology. Or, in other words, phosphors that glow in the dark after being energized with light. Which means that while all you can see during the day is the normal design of the base phone, turn some lights off, and it becomes clear that Mr. Doodle was there all along. Feels pretty groovy. But now, it's time to start cranking the rarity up a notch. So I was in Japan recently, and out there, the One Piece anime is absolutely enormous. It's a manga and show about this young boy with a dream to become the best pirate in the world and find his treasure. It's
much more than that.
One Piece.
Can I show you my shelves? One Piece is my top one of all time, everything, you know, not just anime. Luffy is Zoro is Sabo, so Sanji.
We went to One Piece shops, One Piece restaurants, we went to a One Piece themed gym. And so it's hardly surprising that yes, there is also a smartphone and only 50.
This is one of my dreams actually. I'm planning that. I'm not just, you know, dreaming it. No, I'm planning that, inshallah. One day I'm gonna go there. I'm just gonna have fun. No business, nothing. No, I'm just gonna go there to Japan, a One Piece park, and chill.
50,000 were ever made. Okay, this presentation is already amazing. A treasure chest is such a clear win for a pirate-themed phone. Oh, and you open the lock to get inside. 200 IQ. Whoa, there is a mountain of beauty in here. The phone's on top, there's some sort of dock.
It's
and
an old
actually
phone.
custom-themed charging cable. This is like the entire cast of characters. And this is Luffy, the main guy.
That's just that I might pay $500 just for that actually. I have here things that I paid for much. I'm not gonna say how much, but yeah.
Oh wait, it gets better. I just realized each one of these is a dust plug to cover your 3.5mm headphone jack, which also means you get a 3.5mm headphone jack. Right, there is one massive thing inside of here, and it's an entire construction project.
It's the
Really
the merry-go.
the construction of this.
The merry-go.
These characters, the 3.5mm jack doesn't just mean you can plug them into your phone. You can also
It's
plug
the
them into
merry-go.
your ship. And then the best bit, this dock, it actually connects to the ship, and you use it to charge your phone. Oh, and obviously every single character has its own individual plastic wrapping.
I don't care about
Tech.
anything else in the video. This is the winner for me. This is One Piece. That's it.
through and through. Now, as for the phone itself, this is an old phone. It's from 2012, which makes it, basically a fossil by smartphone standards. But look at it. So much love has gone into the theming here. Like everything from custom boot up animations to a custom animated wallpaper, which makes it look like you're on the ship with these guys. Even custom widgets, like the music. Wait, themselves are custom. You can literally see the theming carry through to everything. As for a rating, it's obviously dated, and some of the design choices I would say are not for me, but
It's for me. It's for
I've
me.
never seen a limited edition of anything in my life that has this amount of sheer effort poured into every corner. So we've got to give it a 9. Okay,
Don't throw it.
now that that ship
Don't
has sailed, I do want to clarify.
I truly love Aaron, Mr. Who's the Boss, and I love what he does. But, bro, you had no idea what you're holding. You need to spend, One Piece. I started One Piece back at 2008. I finished the first 400 episodes in 3 weeks or something. And it was that. That's it. One Piece is, it's more than 1,000 episodes right now. And I think more than 1,000, it's getting to 1,070 something chapters in the manga. I've stopped, the way that I watch One Piece and consume its manga actually, it's each year I let it, cook for a year. I let him cook for a year. So maybe every arc or something. Once an arc is finished, I watched all in one go. And then I read the manga, or the other way. Usually I read the manga for a full arc, and then wait until it's fully animated, and then watch that anime. But yeah, One Piece, I followed until, I know where they are right now. And I'm in the middle of the beginning of the arc where they are on the Dr. Vegapunk island, and I think the government just started attacking the island, and some of the admirals are coming in. But it's One Piece. How can anyone? So I don't think that ever this is possible. That Aaron is gonna watch this video. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna cut it into various clips and upload them. And yeah, I don't think it's well. In the law of infinite possibilities, there is a possibility that he might actually watch that. So, in all honesty, don't even shout me out. Don't do it. It's for you. It's for you actually. For him or whoever is gonna watch that, try One Piece. Try it. I know it takes time. It took time for me. So I'm gonna say that here, and I'm gonna end the video here because I have to go and pray right now. But I had One Piece on my PC back at 2007, and I had it for a full year. Every time I start the first episode, and just to understand, by then I already was an otaku of some sort. I watched a whole lot of anime, so I was used to it. I was used to anime. But every time I start One Piece, I feel it's boring. Because remember, it was started back at 1999 or 98. So it was 10 years until it came to me, and I was watching, and no, I didn't like it. For a full year, I tried. Only when one of my friends had some incident in his life that forced him to stay at home for a while. And as a way for him to cope with his loss, he started watching One Piece. And a week later, I went to visit him. And he didn't want me to console him. He didn't want to talk about anything other than One Piece. Again, think about that. He was an engineer, just like me. We both were studying engineering, so you can imagine he's not an idiot. No, he's a very smart guy. But he didn't want to talk about anything else in that time other than One Piece, and trying to convince me that I should watch it. And I'm telling him, I tried, it's boring. It's boring. And then he solved it the right way. He told me it's better than Hunter x Hunter. And for me, back then, and still, Hunter x Hunter was an all-time top 2 anime or something, and mangas. So once he said that, alright, I trust you, I'm gonna try. And I went back home and I put in the work. I watched the first episode, didn't like it, the second, didn't like it. It took me around 20 something episodes to start clicking. Oh, it's not about a young boy's dream. There's something else here. And by the time I went into episode 200 or something, which was the Arabasta arc, that's it. I knew back then this was it. This was the anime that I would talk about for the rest of my life until maybe something miraculous happened. So this is an invitation for anyone who's gonna watch that wherever, whenever. One Piece. I'm gonna go pray right now. And just for the sake of, making it easy for myself, I'm gonna end the video here, maybe continue later, and chop it into blocks, and hopefully, they are coherent enough